Hello and welcome to rideXdrive. Today I'm with the 2021 Mazda CX-9 Signature, and the CX-9 receives a few updates to its exterior as well as interior for the 2021 model year. The CX-9 continues to be one of the best driving vehicles in this segment, so in today's video we're going to take the 2021 Mazda CX-9 Signature for a drive and see what it has to offer. Before we begin, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Mazda of Gastonia for letting us spend some time with this 2021 Mazda CX-9. Mazda of Gastonia has a gorgeous showroom, a great staff, and excellent selection of new and used vehicles. So if you're in the market for a new car, be sure to check out the folks at Mazda of Gastonia. The Mazda CX-9 is the flagship vehicle in Mazda's lineup. That means it's the largest and most expensive car they sell. This second generation CX-9 went on sale in 2016 and received a significant update for the 2020 model year. For 2021, Mazda has given the CX-9 some minor updates to the interior as well as the exterior. The one we have here is a 2021 Mazda CX-9 Signature painted in snowflake white pearl. The design of the CX-9 remains mostly the same as previous models. It fits right in with other vehicles in Mazda's lineup with its curvy body lines and elegant shape. The front has Mazda's prominent grille, and for 2021 the grille insert gets a new design with cutouts in the horizontal bars for the signature trim. The bumper and grille have chrome accenting, and although it's hard to see in daylight, there is an LED accent light that runs on the inside of the grille. The CX-9 gets full LED adaptive lights and small LED fog lights at the bottom of the bumper. The rear also receives full LED lighting. For 2021, the 20-inch wheels get a new design. They come wrapped in Bridgestone 255/50 tires. The CX-9 manages to look smaller than it is with its flowing body lines and sleek rear design. Our car is fitted with optional roof rails, which gives it a slightly more rugged appearance. The rear is understated with slim taillights and touches of chrome accenting on the deck lid and at the bottom between the dual exhaust. The CX-9 in this signature trim certainly looks premium, and the minor updates help keep things fresh. For 2021, Mazda is also offering a new Carbon Edition trim for the CX-9. It adds black exterior features and red leather seats. Getting into the CX-9 can be done using the key you see here, or by pressing the button on the door handle. Alright, hopping into the 2021 Mazda CX-9, and I think the CX-9 more than any other vehicle in Mazda's lineup really puts on display how well Mazda can make an interior. There's plenty of soft touch materials, including up here on the dash, and I really love this wood trimming that has more of a matte finish to it instead of gloss finish, which you'll find in a lot of vehicles. The steering wheel feels nice and has really high quality leather. And new for 2021, Mazda has given the CX-9 a larger center display. It isn't a touchscreen, but it still looks really good, and I think it suits this interior very well. And of course, these seats are some of the best that you'll find in the industry, and I love the stitching as well as the piping on the side. But overall, as we've come to expect from Mazda, the CX-9, especially in the signature trim, offers one of the best interiors in this segment in terms of build quality as well as the use of materials. For the 2021 model year, the interior of the CX-9 also receives some updates. All trims come with Mazda's 10.25-inch center display. The display isn't touch operated as Mazda believes touchscreens are distracting. Instead, you interact with the screen using the controls on the center console. Considering almost every car has a touch operated screen nowadays, it is a bit of a learning curve to get used to using the physical buttons. But the screen looks great with sharp graphics and quick reactions to inputs. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included. Also new this year with the signature trim are these excellent quilted leather seats. They look and feel ultra luxurious with white piping on the sides. The driver gets 8-way power adjustments and memory functions, and the passenger receives 6-way power adjustments. This interior comes with the darker deep chestnut leather There's also a lighter parchment interior available. Moving down the center dash, you will find the buttons for the automatic climate controls. Starting with the Carbon Edition, the CX-9 is equipped with both heated and ventilated front seats and a heated steering wheel. Below the climate controls is a space with the wireless phone charger. The CX-9 has a 6-speed automatic transmission. Putting the transmission into reverse will bring up the backup camera. You can also use the view button on the panel next to the steering wheel to activate the cameras around the vehicle. The CX-9 Signature has an upgraded camera system for 2021, and it offers clear views of all of your surroundings. Further back on the console is a button to put the CX-9 into sport mode, and the buttons to control the center display and audio system. The CX-9 Signature gets a 12-speaker Bose audio system. The same sound system is standard starting with the Carbon Edition trim and optional on the Touring trim. There's room for storage in the center console and 2 USB ports. There's also a 12-volt port in the passenger footwell. Additional storage can be found in the glove box. Moving to the driver's seat, you can grip the leather-wrapped steering wheel that has double stitching. The top 3 trims receive paddle shifters in the rear. The gauge cluster consists of 2 analog gauges and a large digital gauge in the middle. This display is found on the Carbon Edition trim and higher. Starting with the Grand Touring trim, the CX-9 gets a heads-up display that is clear with plenty of information and color graphics. While driving, the heads-up display as well as the center gauge will show you information such as the speed as well as when you're coming up on a stop sign. The rear view mirror has a frameless design, and there's a sunroof to get a bit of extra light into the interior. The middle row of the CX-9 matches the front in terms of luxury in this signature trim. Mazda offers 3 different configurations for the middle row. Signature trims are only offered with 2 captain's chairs and a center console. Lower trims can be had with captain's chairs without the center console or a full bench, which takes seating up to 3 in the second row. The seats get quilted leather and heating. The center console has a very deep storage space with 2 USB ports. There are also buttons for the rear climate controls. Carbon Edition trims and higher get sunshades for the second row. Getting into the third row is easy to do by pulling the lever on the seat. The materials in the third row are pretty good, but the space is quite tight. Headroom isn't bad for me at 5'9", and legroom is just okay. The real problem comes in the form of footroom. With the second row seats in the position I had them set at, I couldn't place my feet in a comfortable position. However, moving the second row seats forward a bit fixed the problem. Third row space is one area where the CX-9 could improve. The materials are great, the build quality is excellent. Mazda even includes 2 USB ports in the rear on the top 3 trims. But interior space is lacking for this segment. And the same goes for the cargo space. Open the power-lifting tailgate and you're treated to 14.4 cubic feet of space. Fold the third row seats down and the space grows to 38.2 cubic feet. With the second row down, there's 71.2 cubic feet of space. Enough for most buyers, but key competitors like the Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade offer more space. It's an interesting scenario because overall the CX-9 is the same size as those vehicles. Mazda could certainly make better use of the CX-9 size. Underneath the floorboard is additional room for storage, and underneath that is a spare tire. The CX-9 has a push button start. Let's press the button and start it up. The CX-9 is powered by a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4. The engine makes 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Power flows through a 6-speed automatic transmission and Mazda's iActive all-wheel drive system. All-wheel drive is standard on the Signature trim and optional on lower trims. The fuel economy is good for this segment at 23 miles combined. At nearly 200 inches long and over 4,400 pounds in weight, the CX-9 is quite sizable, but it drives like a much smaller SUV. That's aided by a well-sorted chassis, an engine that does well to get it up to speed, and brakes that do an impressive job at slowing the mid-size SUV. The suspension is tight but does an excellent job at soaking up imperfections in the road, and the steering is light but direct. In a straight line, the CX-9 won't win any drag races, but its all-wheel drive system and 320 pound-feet of torque don't disappoint in their ability to get it up to speed from a stop. Alright, driving the 2021 Mazda CX-9, and the CX-9 is the largest vehicle in Mazda's lineup, but Mazda still does a really good job at making the CX-9 feel smaller than it actually is. Really impressive with the CX-9 is the steering, because of course this is a Mazda, so the steering is some of the best in this segment, and it feels light and it's pretty quick to react, although it's not overbearing, right? So it's not twitchy, but when you move the steering wheel, the vehicle reacts pretty quickly, which gives it a sporty feel when you're driving it. And of course, the centerpiece of the CX-9 is Mazda's 2.5-liter inline-4, which makes well over 300 pound-feet of torque. So let's give it a little bit of gas and see how she does. And again, as this is the largest vehicle in Mazda's lineup that uses this engine, you can tell that it doesn't pull quite as hard as something like a Mazda CX-30, but nonetheless, the mid-range torque in this is really good, and you wouldn't have any problems getting up to speed. The CX-9, like many cars in Mazda's lineup, is the athlete of the mid-size SUV segment. Its major flaw is its lack of interior space. However, the CX-9 can easily carry up to 5 adults with the second row bench seat, leaving a significant amount of space with the third row down. So if you're looking for a 3-row SUV that isn't boring to drive, the 2021 Mazda CX-9 is certainly worth checking out. Thanks again to Mazda of Gastonia, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. You can also find us on Instagram at rideXdrive.